Hello, guys. Well, I have many friends today, so I am already enjoying the evening. So let's get this show running. All right. Russ, can you shut? Yeah, that one. Thank you. So today we're going to be talking about regaining joy. We all know what joy is, but every once in a while, especially nowadays with the way everything is going, we may lose track of our joy. So I always like to start with definitions. So we're all on the same page, we're all talking about the same thing. So definition for joy: intense and especially ecstatic happiness, or an instance of such feeling. To take great pleasure, to enjoy, and enthusiasm. Enthusiasm is actually a word that the theo part in there, the the, actually means divinity. So enthusiasm is to be in the presence of divinity. So it's why it's so correlated to joy and enjoyment. Now, this is a great state of mind. We all love joy. We all love to be happy, but does it happen all the time? So Kardec asked the higher spirits, can we enjoy perfect happiness? Can we achieve that state or that place in our lives that we can enjoy perfect happiness on earth? So what do you think was the response? No, unfortunately, no. No, because corporeal life has been appointed to them either as a trial or as atonement. People must reduce their misfortunes themselves and make their lives as happy as possible while on earth. So that's a mouthful. There are many ideas in two simple phrases here. So let's break it up a little bit. The first part here, when he says no, it's because life has been appointed to them. That means to us here on earth, either as a trial or as atonement. So while we are here on earth, being a planet of regeneration, we are still going through our trials. This is the whole reason we are here. We're still learning, we're still struggling with our learning patterns. So the trials, the difficulty in life, the back and forth, those things are the reason that we are here. So we cannot be perfectly happy because we're still in a learning pattern. But then what can we do about that? So that's when he say, people, again, human beings on earth, must reduce their misfortune themselves. So he's throwing back on our hands, say, hey, we're giving you the opportunity, but a lot gotta come from yourself. You gotta do some work because this is your learning. So you are responsible to make your life as happy as possible on earth. So once we take that into our own hands, we have to look, what can I do? What are the sources of happiness? What can I do to enjoy my life more? And start to analyze, what are the things that take my enjoyment away? What are the things that are gonna undermine all my effort? So we're gonna talk about the things that undermine our effort first. But before we get into that, some of you already got little post-its with your name. If not, I'm gonna give you one, or two actually, and Will's gonna help me give those away. If you can put your name on two post-its, and I'll get the pen back from you in a second. Everybody got one?
Do I need another post-it or just one is enough?
You have two, right? Write your name on home, you're gonna get one of those Post-its, and we're gonna find a place on where you can see a wall that you can stand. So it's a little bit of workup today. So just go to a place in the wall that you can find a clear wall. You too, Bia. Actually, you're gonna stand up. So I need you to stand up. Hold on, stay there. Before you put the Post-it, just stay by the wall with your feet without moving and go as high as you can. Just like that.
Is that all the instructions or is there more?
That's all the instructions. So just go to find a place in the wall and just stay as close as possible and put your Post-it right up there. Uh-huh. You can come up. No, just stay, like without lifting your foot or anything, just stay on the floor and put the Post-it up. And then we'll get back to those Post-its later on. We're gonna do this again on Christmas, but then it'll be all red and green and we'll decorate the center. All right. Everybody ready? Okay, so let's talk about the things that can undermine our joy. So those are the things that bring us loneliness, fear, pains, pride, the comparisons, the what ifs or could haves or this and that. Those are the things that always bring us down. Can you give me more examples? Bills, pandemic, resentment. So those are things that we know, we can see, we can recognize as this is not a good, a high vibration kind of emotion. So today we're gonna pick one of those so we can just concentrate and talk about that. And that's gonna be comparison. But today we're gonna call it the destructive art of comparison, because we do so much that it's like we're putting so much effort that it becomes an art, although a destructive type of art. Wayne Dyer on Pulling Your Strings say, in a world of individuals, comparison is a senseless activity. So I am unique, and I'm not bragging. Even if I tell you every single thing that goes through my mind, you're still not gonna be able to correlate or compare to me, because you don't know my upbringing, you don't know my past. So you can never come to the same conclusion and say, I had exactly the same experience. Because one thing that may be meaning something, a little discomfort for you, it may be the end of the world for me. So we cannot be comparing ourselves because we're unique. So the same way that I am unique, you are also unique. Even if Bia tells her husband everything, and they've been together for so long, it's still not the same feeling. It's still not the same type of emotion to any circumstance. So we always here talk about know thyself. And we struggle with that. I don't know about you guys, but I struggle with that. It is hard to come to the point of saying, I know myself. Every once in a while, I do something that I'm like, I can't believe I did something. I should know better, and I still do stupid mistakes. So it's so hard to know thyself. Why are we spending so much time knowing thy other? We spend so much time look at other people do what they have, their achievements, and we're comparing ourselves to them in a base it's not secure. We don't have the same beginning, so how are we going to be comparing, right? But we do, and sometimes becomes very, very tricky. And hopefully this will play for us.
The picture I'm holding right now reveals a curse that affects both you and I. What is it? Well, if you look more closely, the gold medalist is seen smiling, as he should. The two guys right here, the bronze medalists or third placers, look equally satisfied, maybe even happier. But here's the problem. Right here, this guy, the silver medalist on the left, he looks as if he lost. He doesn't even hold up his medal. He was just declared the second best in the world at what he does, and this is his face. So what is happening here? What do you think is on his mind in that moment, and why is this ultimately also about you, the person watching this? Well, for you to understand this, I have to show you more photos from the past Olympics. Can you guess what medal they got? This one seems irritated. This one seems unimpressed. This one seems disgusted. And I kid you not, there are many more sad and satisfied faces. Looking at these, you would think they placed last, right? But no, all of these guys also won silver. They were number 2 in the world. So what is this sad silver curse that's affecting these world-class athletes? And how can your own life be transformed once you discover this? See, what you just saw is called the less is better effect. A psychological concept based on an experiment made in 1998. In this study, they found that Olympic athletes don't look at their wins objectively. Instead, they compare it to what they could have gotten. That means silver medalists will feel less happy because they just got missed out on gold. In their head, they have lost a championship. They think they're not good enough, and that's why they clearly show it on their faces. But bronze medalists? They are just happy to be there. Heck, their alternative is not getting a medal at all. And suddenly, they are the third best in the world. They are genuinely as happy as the gold medalists, as you can see on all of these pictures. And that is why, in this video, I am proposing an interesting mindset that I believe will make all of us happier if we just embraced it. I call it the third place mentality. Because in a world that constantly worships the winners, she made $4 million in a month. In this world that consistently makes us feel not good enough, we could all learn a bit more from appreciating what we have. And as we talk about the Olympic sport of losing gracefully, you have to meet this skateboarder named Marjolaine Didal. See, Marjolaine rose to fame when she won gold in 2018 Asian Games and another gold in the Southeast Asian Games the following year. But for some reason, when she performed during the Tokyo Olympics, her stunts fell flat. But look at this. Even when she slides on the ground, the first thing she does is flash a huge smile. No frowning, no cursing, no blaming anyone. In fact, throughout her performance, she suffers a few more falls and slides, but she powers through no matter what, with nothing but infectious winning energy and a huge smile. In the end, this skateboarder landed in 7th place out of 8 finalists. But she sure won 1st place in the hearts of the fans. And that is exactly what I mean. This is what it means to embrace the 3rd place mentality. Because 3rd place mentality is not about not trying. No, it's about still striving to be the best in everything you do, but not having to attach your identity or confidence to the outcome. Win or lose, you remain confident. Win or lose, you act like a champ. Truth is, this skateboarder looked the happiest of them all because she was just grateful to be on this huge stage representing her country. She knows there is so much to celebrate beyond numbered rankings. When she remembers her humble beginnings, skateboarding on the streets, she will always come home with a huge smile on her face because she did not focus on what she failed to do, she just celebrated how far she has come. So, Night Fam, if you want to live happier no matter what, then start embracing the third place mentality, because the silver medalists of our society will spend the rest of their days looking at the picture-perfect lives of others and never feeling satisfied. They will always wonder what they could have been if only they had more. And if they only knew that sometimes the way you take a loss is far more powerful than the way you win, their lives would be much better. Thank you so much for watching this video.
Isn't that amazing, guys? That's what I was saying. Let's not look in thy other, let's always look in thyself. That's where we learn, that's where we grow. Comparison, it has its good side, it has good potential, but it's all how you're doing that, what you are comparing yourself, and what kind of emotion you're putting towards that. Let's see if we can keep going here. There we go. So there's a study that they name that kind of behavior on counterfactual thinking. That's when the people compare the objective achievements to what might have been. So the might have been, it's when the third place is looking where most likely they would have been not on the podium at all. So they are happy. Here, I made something, I got third place. But then the silver medalist is looking up, say, yeah, I'm not the first one, which means I'm nothing. Of course, some people do have a different type of a mentality, but the way we see the majority of those photos, and there was another study done by martial arts, several competitions, they took, I believe, 83 pictures right at the time of the medal, and it showed exactly the same results. You can tell who got first, second, and third just by seeing the expression on their faces. In the second place, most of the time, they had a negative emotion on their face, or they have no emotion at all. But if you're in the podium, you think at least a little bit happier they will be, right? So the psychologist William James, in 1892, so that's not new stuff that's coming up, he found that he put a phrase that says, a person's achievement matters less than how she perceives their achievement. So that means the achievement itself, the fact, doesn't have as much as importance than on how the person sees their achievement. So to make a little bit easier, giving a little example here. I get to work, my boss calls me into his office, and everybody's looking at me, and I go in, and he says, you've done a good job, and we're giving you a 3% raise. I'm like, wow, that's nice, I didn't even ask for. I'm happy, I'm already making calculations and how easier my life is gonna be with this monetary achievement, and I'm super happy. So as I come out of the office, I have a smile on my face, and my coworker look at me, and she just had the talk right before me, so she knows that I also got a raise. So we go to lunch, and we're talking about, this is so nice, I'm so happy. And then she says, yeah, I had no idea that he will give us a 5% raise. suddenly all my happiness go down and I'm having all the resentment. I can't believe they hate me so much that they'll give her 5% and she doesn't even work as much as I do. And then I get into that negativity place and I start to resent my whole work, resent my boss. I start to look at everything that my friend is doing to see, is she really better than me? Does she really deserve the 5%? So all this happiness that I was feeling, it just went away because I started to compare myself to her. I'm not asking how much she's putting into her work. I'm not coming to see why she did better. I don't want to know why. I just want to know why I didn't get. So that's when the comparison can be very tricky, and that's why he say the fact itself is not as important as our perception of the fact. So that's how it gets dangerous to be comparing things. So when we compare things, we have to place ourselves in relation to this other fact. That's what a comparison is. So I have the option to put myself above. So imagine that skatist. She won gold twice. If she put herself in a perception that I am above everything else, her ego goes high, high, high. She thinks that there's nobody else better than her, and she's going to be living that kind of life. And then when she plays in 7th place, where her emotions are going to be? Is she even going to think that she got gold twice? If she was the person that would be comparing herself above to everything else, there'll be a rude awakening for her. The same way, if we place ourselves under, that's when we get into victimization. That's when our lower self-esteem is going to show up. I'm going to be thinking, well, look, open Facebook. Everybody's better than me. Everybody's going to nicer vacations. Everybody's having a better life. Everybody's having everything better. And I'm just a sack of potato. So the idea will be, if we have to compare, we have to compare ourselves to our own standards. So what I was yesterday, can I do better today? That'll be the best way to get growth, to get learning from any situation. So that's why we are playing with Post-its today. So the people that got the Post-its, let's get the second one. The people that didn't, who did not got a Post-it? Okay, let's get them caught up to the game. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do with those Post-its. Oh, Jill. Anybody else? It's me. You have anybody? Nice to meet you. Okay, so the people that just got posted, come to a place in a wall that you can find, and keep your feet flat on the ground, and put the post-it as high as you can. Just one of them. Just one of them. You don't have to put your name if you are seeing yours. I just didn't want to get confused. So now everybody else, let's go back to your same Post-it. But this time, you're gonna stay where you are. You're gonna go as high as you could, but now you're gonna be higher. You're gonna really bring from down up, and you're gonna see how much better you can do if you try. You don't need to put a name as long as you are right there. So we found out that Russ doesn't want to compare himself to himself. Well, but you see, everybody was able to do better, right? Once you know your objective, once you put yourself into, you grow an inch taller and then you can do better. Now, comparison is so tricky because if I'm going to compare myself to, was that you here? Yeah. So if I'm going to compare to him, even if I lift my, I can't. Even if I do. Even in those. So we laugh now, but in a life situation, I can look at him and say, why is he better than me? Why he can put his post-it up high and I cannot? So I'm either gonna send negative feelings towards him, or I'm gonna go into the victimization. I'm not good enough, I'm not tall enough, and so on and so forth. And everything looks so pretty now. So we did it. So Joanna de Angelis, which is the same writer of Happy Life that we read before every meeting here on Thursday, she says that every cultivated idea will transform itself into reality, producing equivalent results to its particular type. So she's so intellectual that sometimes we have to translate a little bit. What is she saying with that? So if I am choosing joy, if I make the conscious effort of do a little better, this is going to be the equivalent result, is going to be the same type of energy. It's going to be coming joy back to me. It's the same particular type because that's what I'm focusing my energy on. Even if less joyful things are happening to me, and it will because planet of regeneration, right? So even when those things are happening, my focus is on joy. So when something breaks, instead of seeing, oh, what a bummer, how terrible this is, I may look, well, it's an opportunity to get something better, to learn how to fix something. So it's all on how we put our focus, our conscious on it. So we will be creating our reality. Going back to the question on the Spirit's book, we're taking the matter at our own hands. We're making when, let me bring it back here. You say, people must reduce their misfortunes themselves and make their lives as happy as possible all on earth. So that's what we are doing when we are putting that kind of focus on joy. This is just for fun. So, even when we do make first place, and we see that we can compare and we are the best, that's when we have to watch out for the next one that will be the best, because everything is a temporary position. So even if I'm on top of the world right now, learn with your experience, enjoy, but be aware that you will have trials still in life. So that opportunity that you just had of something amazing, put on your joy bank. So one day when you're not feeling so joyful, you can come back to the memory and say, you know what? I'm not as bad. I did something good at one point. So what are the things that can bring more joy to our lives? I put here time with family and friends, connection with God, pets and hobbies, self-care, travel, the the third place mentality that we saw in the video, selfless work, help causes. Like here we have the Caravan of Love that go to nursing homes, singing and bringing happiness to their day. We have the Sunday events that sometimes is every second Sunday, but they go to downtown, feeding the homeless. So there are a lot of things that we can do to bring joy to our lives, right? Any more examples?
I think less drama.
Less
Sometimes
drama.
people make so much dramas in life.
Yeah, that was the opening message here today. Enjoy the silence. Sometimes joy is not, yay, all happiness. It's just sit down, take a deep breath, enjoy the quietness. No drama. Meditation. So,
Family and friends.
family and friends. So when we give ourselves the joy of having time spending with him, putting effort on those relationships. So there was a study from Harvard. They took an 80-year study. They got people that were on their teens and 20s, and they followed them throughout their lives. Having every once in a while, they'll have questionnaires, and they will follow what are the patterns and trying to understand how adult relationships happen and how development of adults were happening throughout the years. So on the result, after 80 years, they found that close relationships, more than money or fame, it's what kept people happy throughout their lives. Those ties protect people from life's discontents, help delay mental and physical decline, and are better predictors of long and happy lives than social class, IQ, and even genes. So when I was reading about the study, the journalist that was talking about, they closed the whole article with, genes, good genes are very nice, but joy is better. That's exactly what they use. Joy is better. So most of the joy comes from the time with family and friends and the relationship they have with God. Whatever is their relationship with God. So then Joanna closed saying, the one who is in harmony with the divine mind always externalizes peace, radiating an uncommon joy for living. So it's palpable, it's quite visible when you see somebody that's in joy, that's enjoying life. I have not talked to Valdo, but I'm gonna pick on you for my example. Valdo is the kind of person that, knowing him a little better, I know that sometimes he has some things that happen here and there, and with kids, there's always little things happening. But he's a person that doesn't matter what's going on, you come to him and you say hi, you can feel joy coming out of him. You can feel that he's a person in peace. And just by being close to him, it calms me down. And you can see how his wife got that by osmosis, because she has the same vibe. They're like so zen. There you go. I don't know where it comes, but it's working there. One is feeding on the other, and you get to them, and it's just like, and I know things happen on their lives too, but they can keep that even keel. They can keep that because they have joy in their lives. They both have a relationship with their God. They both have a relationship to each other, and they have the family. They have all those things that bring us joy. So I am going to read for you guys an example of somebody that had joy throughout their whole lives, her whole life. As you're gonna see here, it's somebody that lived in this earth for 85 years, and she passed away in 2013. So you can see that she lived almost throughout the whole century. And there were many tribulations that she's seen throughout her life. But you're going to get the sense that joy was a huge part of her life. I'm not saying do everything that she does here, because some things will be quite scary nowadays. But get the essence and let's try to incorporate a little bit of her into our lives. So, if you are about to throw away an old pair of pantyhose, stop. Consider Mary Agnes Mullany. I hope I'm not killing her name. You probably know her as Pink, who entered eternal life on Sunday, September 1st, 2013. So this is the eulogy of her granddaughter. Her spirit is carried on by her 6 children, 17 grandchildren, 3 surviving siblings in New Jersey, and an extended family of relations and friends from every walk of life. We were blessed to learn many valuable lessons from Pink during her 85 years. Among them, never throw away an old pantyhose. Use the old ones to tie gutters, child-proof cabinets, tie toilet flappers, or hang Christmas ornaments. Also, if an opossum takes residence in your shed, grab a barbecue brush to coax him out. Now, if he doesn't leave, brush him for 20 minutes and let him stay. I take that one to heart. Let a dog, or 2, or 3 share your bed. Say the rosary while you walk them. Go to church with a chicken sandwich in your purse. Cry at the consecration every time. Give the chicken sandwich to your homeless friend after Mass. Go to a nursing home and kiss everyone. Of course, before pandemic. When you learn someone's name, share their patron saint's story and give their feast day so they can celebrate. Invite new friends to Thanksgiving dinner. And if they are from another country, you have trouble understanding them, learn to listen with an accent. Never say mean things about anybody. They are poor souls to pray for. Put picky eating children in the box at the bottom of the laundry chute. Tell them they are hungry lions in a cage and feed them veggies to the slats. Correspond with the imprisoned and have lunch with the cognitively challenged. Do the jumble every morning. That one I had to look. What was the jumble? Does everybody know? Am I the only one that didn't know?
Jumble is word,
The crosswords.
not a crossword, it's just a word. And you've got to figure out the letters in just the one word. And then at the bottom it will have a saying that you got to
Kind of match.
letters to complete the saying.
Yeah. So nowadays it'll be do this Sudoku or something similar. Keep the car keys under the front seat so they don't get lost. If you do that, please keep your car inside your garage, closed. Make the car dance by lightly tapping on the brake to the beat of the songs on the radio. Offer rides to people carrying a big load or caught in the rain or summer heat. Believe the hitchhiker you pick up who says he's a landscaper and his name is Pete Moss. Help anyone struggling to get their kids into a car or a shopping cart or across a parking lot. Give to every charity that asks. Choose to believe the best about what they do with your money, no matter what your children say they discover online. Allow the homeless to keep warm in your car while you are at Mass. Take magazines you already read to your doctor's office for others to enjoy. Do not tear off the mailing label. because if someone wants to contact me, that will be so nice. In her lifetime, Pink made contact time after time. Those who've taken her lessons to heart will continue to ensure that a cold drink will be left for the overheated garbage collector and the mail carrier. Every baby will be kissed. Every nursing home resident will be visited. The hungry will have a sandwich. The guest will have a warm bed and a soft nightlight. And the encroaching opossum will know the soothing sensation of a barbecue brush upon its back. Above all, Pink wrote to everyone about everything. You may have read this and recall a letter from her that you touched her heart. Tickled your funny bone, or made you say, what? And then it goes on talking about her children that survive her and all her family. But the point is, let's have a little bit of pink joy in our lives. So I'm pretty sure you can mentalize right now your example of a joyful person, and just take a little example from that person. Take to heart. And with that, I hope you enjoyed this evening.